But that fellow the other day, Mark, what did I call him, McQueen, he did mention the 91st commemoration of the first. And how is it that no member of Dáil Éireann would go down to, and it's only 100 yards, but more 200 yards across the road from Dáil Éireann, and they're supposed to it's mandatory for them to be there. Oh, that was an interesting thing. Look at that sovereign seal. That was an invitation to we have two embassies in Rome. We have the Holy Roman See one, and the other one is the Irish embassy. We have two, and that was the invitation. But either ambassadors didn't know what that was on the invitation. And you can imagine me now losing the head over that. And then, normally I don't say a word to anyone.
Yeah.
Well, by God, when it comes to the sovereignty, no, but I feel that those on misfortunes, they gave their lives.
Yeah, and it's not to be desecrated.
And it shouldn't be desecrated.
Yeah.
That's the point I'm making. When you think of what you have in Dublin, right, you have the GPO, where it all happened, and we're coming up to 1916 now, so I'm watching. You have Arbor Hill, where they're all buried. You have, did you come, oh you didn't come down with us to go into the 1916 room in Collins Barracks. That's one, and look at the sovereign seals and things inside them, and look at what you have. And you see O'Glenairin all over the place, right, and that's 3. You have the 4 courts then, 4, with the sovereign seal and the harp. It's not properly aligned, but at least you have it, and you have the sovereign seals up in the court, with Éire on them, the Sovereign Republic of Éire, 21st of January 1919. Then you have the Mansion House and you have Vaughan's Hotel. When you think what you have, the whole lot there in the small,